Greetings, dearly beloved, and welcome to your full moon tarot reading, checking in with the High Priestess's secret tarot spread. If you're new to this channel, thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Trey. This channel is Experiential Energy Anatomy, and in this full moon tarot reading, we will be proposing the query, how will plans develop for the collective? How will things continue in the lunar cycle of October? October 9th, we have a full moon in fire sign Aries, heading into the new moon in water sign Scorpio on the 25th, the same day as the partial solar eclipse. Eclipse season is upon us. Buckle up, buttercups. So if this is something that interests you, welcome. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here this fine evening to propose a little query on behalf of the collective, all humans and all signs and all placements. Spirit, elevated ancestors, higher beings, devas, fairies, angels, with humility and divine grace, you are invited into this universal tarot reading. The secret of the High Priestess. Will the High Priestess reveal their secret in this intimate 9-card spread? If the 9th and final card, dearly beloved, is a Major Arcana, then the High Priestess has agreed to reveal their secret. And if the 9th and final card is not a Major Arcana, the High Priestess feels this knowledge is better left in the shadows, hidden from the collective awareness. Spirit, how will trends develop for the collective? How will things continue in the lunar cycle between the full moon in Aries, October 9th, 2022, leading into the new moon in Scorpio, the partial solar eclipse, October 25th, 2022, according to the Greco-Roman calendar? Spirit, please help us be a pure and accurate channel to receive. Okay, dearly beloveds, all my little humanitos out there in the interverse, let's now begin this full moon tarot reading by pulling an oracle message from the Egyptian oracle deck. Spirit, what is the overall energy of the reading for this full moon in Aries, this full blood moon? What an interesting little mystery is the blood. We got 2 messages to begin this reading. Definitely feel this is about duality, for the full moon in fire sign Aries is directly opposing the sun in air sign Libra, which are polarity or complementary signs. Now we have here, impediments, number 31, for those interested in the numerology, which reduces to number 4. And we have the High Priestess making an appearance to begin this reading. Well. Here we are, dearly beloveds. Oh, I can think of no better oracle message to begin this full moon tarot than this. Impediments. I'm sensing here for the collective, there's this energy of, again, dualities here. How does one transcend, the physical planes, the matrix, which is inherently dualistic? It's one of the biggest blocks or impediments for any initiate in spiritual development, transcending binary duality, which the High Priestess is intimately concerned with, for the High Priestess evolves ultimately into the Temperance archetype. Again, transmutation, transcendence here. And I'm sensing with all this fiery energy, the High Priestess is governed by the tides, and the tides are governed by the moon. The High Priestess's secret tarot spread is based off of the lunar symbolism in the High Priestess Arcana as depicted in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So again, I'm sensing here this fire-water duality, which is the mystical marriage, the union of polar opposites, So I'm sensing here from the jump, this download, this message about diplomacy, Diplomacy is going to be very important to navigate any pressure tests, any pressure cooker moments during this very intense month with the eclipse season upon us. And I'm sensing here with the High Priestess appearing to begin this full moon tarot reading, that this is for certain, I'm sensing an omen, to the collective, a very strong message about shadow integration versus rejection lessons as eclipse season is upon us. Aries energy is represented by the Emperor card. I will not be surprised if the Emperor makes an appearance in tonight's reading. And the High Priestess reluctantly is of service to the court of the Emperor. Again, reluctantly. And I'm sensing here again this theme of diplomacy is so key, especially during Libra season, which is all about navigating relationships, finding harmony in relationships, finding that perfect, delicate balance. Harmony is a true test of diplomacy within any relationship, but especially within anyone in your story who is embodying or channeling the Emperor energy, Aries energy. And with the full moon in Aries, people may be lusty. People may be with Mars in its pre-shadow retrograde phase, where Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is in its pre-shadow retrograde phase in air sign Gemini. Fast, urgent, wham bam, thank you ma'am type of desires may be playing out during this full moon. So just be mindful of this, that the High Priestess is warning you, dearly beloveds, about test, right? How is one tested by that fiery desire? How is one being tested, to have the courage to love in the matrix versus lust? This is what I'm seeing. This is what I am sensing from the jump. Thank you to the High Priestess for opening us up with this full moon tarot reading. Okay, dearly beloveds, let's now dive deep. The first and second cards we'll be pulling in the secret of the High Priestess's spread will represent the cross on the chest of the High Priestess, showing the topic in question in the form of two main impulses that can strengthen or hinder the other. And again, with the full moon in Aries leading into a new moon in Scorpio, impulsive energy is notoriously high during a full moon. So let's see, Spirit, what are the first and second cards representing the cross on the chest of the High Priestess, showing the topic in question? The Six of Cups, and at the bottom of the deck, the Two of Cups. Well, well, well. So, to begin, we have here two very interesting water cards. The Two of Cups, love, which many readers interpret as a karmic connection or the twin flame card. And we also here have the Six of Cups, pleasure, which many readers interpret as well as a karmic connection or soulmate card. This will also be indicative of an old karmic connection hoovering back around in your story during this lunar cycle. Looking for what? Pleasure. Very interesting messages to begin. I'm sensing here, therefore, these two main impulses, love and pleasure. I mean, how can they strengthen or hinder the other? Well, so many people want love, yet so many people choose short-term pleasure. So many people dream about long-term love. They yearn for real love, yet what do the basics end up choosing? Short-term pleasure pursuits. Ask the question about anyone, especially who you feel is a karmic connection or a twin flame in your story, and definitely check out my twin flame reading for the collective regarding October for the twin flame journey. But any karmic connection with someone who you feel may be a potential twin, it is important to ask the question, who are they really versus who are they in my head? How is my idea of this person different versus the reality of who they are, which is always indicated by where they are looking for pleasure. These two main impulses I'm definitely sensing. I feel so many people feel like love and pleasure are mutually exclusive impulses. And so many people's false belief about what love actually is, i.e. marriage, bondage, they are attempting to attach themselves to someone to basically have a constant source of pleasure, a constant source of apparent love. And I'm sensing here this message coming through for the collective to understand it's completely natural with any long-term committed relationship to have the desire for a short-term pleasurable relation, and maybe to expand into polyamory. I'm sensing here, I feel like if you can find the courage to not conform and explore polyamory, that is how these impulses can strengthen each other versus hinder each other. And I feel like if you are still adhering to the institution of monogamy, that these impulses will be hindered and become a clusterfuck and lead to cheating, lead to people straying, especially again with Mars in its pre-shadow retrograde phase in Gemini. Ooh, girl. Spirit, is there any final intuitive information for the collective regarding these two main impulses representing the cross of the High Priestess? Yeah, for some people in their story, Spirit is saying to expand with Jupiter and fire sign Aries as well. A very expansive energy to expand your idea of what could pleasure be. Not only just maybe exploring the relationship with the self and pleasure, but, really awakening the senses. Really savoring the taste of the food, really savoring the aroma of the wine, really, going out into nature and meditating and feeling the wind caress your cheek and caress you into ecstasy, expanding our ideas of how even a mere act of just breathing deeply and meditating can be so pleasurable and induce feelings of deep pleasure. And I'm just sensing here for some people in their story, this is about not relying on anyone else for your pleasure. This is about not becoming codependent and attached to anyone else and expecting them to be the ones to pleasure you and expecting them to perform in order to pleasure. That puts so much pressure on the other person. This is maybe for some people in their story about leveling up, Buttercup, and taking your pleasure, your expectations for how you want to be pleasured, and taking matters into your own hands. This is what I am seeing. This is what I am sensing. Thank you. Okay, that was the main impulses, the cross of the High Priestess. Let's now check in with cards 3, 4, and 5, which represent the 3 moon phases on the crown above the High Priestess. Card number 3 represents the energy of the full moon, symbolizing the current main influence affecting the collective. Card number 4 represents the waxing moon, symbolizing the power or energy that is gaining influence throughout this lunar cycle. And card number 5 is the waning moon, representing the power that is losing influence during this lunar cycle. Spirit, what are cards number 3, 4, and 5 representing the lunar phases of the High Priestess's crown? Aries energy in Vedic astrology is said to govern the crown chakra. Spirit, why the 8 of disc? Spirit, why the 8 of disc? Beautiful. We just had 2 cards pop out. Love it when that happens. Okay, dearly beloveds. Card number 3, representing the full moon energy at its peak. The current main influence is the 8 of Pentacles. Okay? Prudence. This is also for me always and many readers the card of work, profession. Okay. Card number 4, representing the waxing moon, the power that is gaining influence, is the 5 of Wands, strife. Well. And the card number 5, representing the waning moon, the energy that is losing influence, is the 6 of Swords, science, the rationale. That's unfortunate. Trust science, folks. Good God. This ain't looking cute. Okay. I'm sensing here with this trine, this combination of cards, this lunar cycle, again, heading into the eclipse season, maybe a time when people, especially heading into Scorpio, new moon, the partial solar eclipse in Scorpio, people may be governed by their emotions versus the mind, the rationale, which is the Six of Swords energy, right? Science, okay? Which can be, I'm not going to play judge and jury here. However, that can be very potentially disastrous, one may say, for the collective. With the Five of Wands here, strife, okay, which represents the power that is gaining influence. So expect on the world stage, again, that battle between, okay, rationale, right? The objective information, especially in the context of the environmental crisis happening on Earth. Expect that battle to play out between people in denial, right? People who live in fear, okay? Those prudent people, those petty people, again, who are blind to what is obviously changing around them, right? Expect that to continue to play out on the world stage and political events, especially with Uranus, okay, retrograding still in Taurus. Big potential shifts, revolutions, and keep in mind, dearly beloved, that Saturn is squaring Uranus. We're still experiencing the effects of that Saturn-Uranus square. And what does this mean, you may be asking? Well, I'm getting this download with this combination of cards that new beginnings are often very challenging for the collective. Many people clearly resist change. But I'm sensing here that is all because people deep down have a fear of losing seeming control. And control is an illusion. And at the end of the day, this is something the High Priestess understands. Control is an illusion. So people who are attempting to control the process versus trust the process of change are in the 3D. They're stuck in their egos. And world events may be leading, okay, to a mass collective reality collapse and ego death for the collective. I'm sensing here again, continue to expect irregular weather patterns, earth events. Continue to, again, expect that there will be this duality between those who are in denial and those, again, who are going with what the information, with what the science is telling us. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I am sensing. Spirit, is there any final tube information regarding this triad of cards for the collective? Spirit is saying, remembering with eclipse season, duality and the shadow lesson. And that even in science, in materialistic reductionist science, there is a shadow. And there we must be aware of the priest-like cult, closed mind type of energy within science that is often resistant to new ideas, especially resistant to spiritual and metaphysical union between spirituality and science. But ancient cultures teach us that real science is grounded in spirituality. There is no separation. Separation is an illusion. So science, I'm sensing here with the Six of Swords, needs to open up and also go through an ego death. Scientists, anyone grounded in that extremely rational, objective mindset, which is important and useful, must have some type of subjective spiritual experience. Maybe I'm sensing for the collective that eclipse may be on the 25th, a really good time to have a ritual and do some plant medicine work. This is what I'm sensing from Spirit. Again, to channel what is definitely, I'm sensing this like mass energetic requirement of having an ego death, because Aries energy is all about the ego. Aries is the first sign in Kalapurusha in the cosmic zodiac wheel. And this represents, again, the head and the crown, which is the Shiva masculine energy, masculine consciousness. And masculine consciousness in the tarot ends with the Hermit card. And in order to understand the mysteries of feminine consciousness, the mysteries of the wisdom of the High Priestess, the arcanas that follow the Hermit lead the initiate into understanding the mysteries of feminine consciousness, the invisible realms, right? The hidden subjective reality behind objective reality. Okay, that collective objective reality that we all agree to when we wake up and go to our jobs. 8 of Pentacles. So, in the great rat race, in the hamster wheel, people who are just like stuck in that 3D hamster wheel, I'm sensing this eclipse season, the new moon of Scorpio, is going to be a rude awakening. Because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. And Pluto just stationed direct, okay, on the 8th. Ending its retrograde cycle. Right? Really, that's a really big tonal shift. That is like a reconfiguration moment. And Pluto, being the last trans-turning planet, represents the deepest mysteries of consciousness, right? And committing to spiritual transformation. And if our society is to have any chance at survival, we must commit to a spiritual shift, to changing our values and not valuing, I'm sensing, work, money, profit over the environment. Because that is short-term thinking. That will only lead to continued strife for the collective. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm sensing. And, ego death. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Powerful messages coming through here this evening during this full moon tarot reading. But I expect nothing less with the full moon in Aries. Okay, dearly beloveds, let's move on now to cards 6 and 7, representing the black and white columns gracing the sides of the High Priestess. Card number 6 represents the black column, what is in the dark, what is hidden currently from the collective, what cannot yet be consciously perceived, although it may already be sensed or feared subconsciously. And card number 7 represents the white column, what is in the light. That is what is clearly recognized and usually valued by the collective. Spirit, what are cards 6 and 7 representing the pillars gracing the sides of the High Priestess? Yeah, I was getting this download again about the theme of diplomacy in relation to the Emperor card, Aries energy, that it's on the tip of my tongue. Like, diplomacy is so important when dealing with someone who is only capable of seeing their own perspective. It's only in their ego. And the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Okay, dearly beloveds, in the position of card number 6, the black column, what is currently hidden from the collective, we have here the 8 of Swords, interference. More air energy here. I'm sensing behind the scenes, right? What the collective does not see coming is, again, the reality collapse, the collapse of the matrix, the collapse of all the false beliefs, the programmings, the paradigm that people cling to. What people do not see coming is that paradigm is built on a house of sand, or it's like a glass house. You know, it's not stable really. And I'm sensing here, yeah, like the earth events, the weather events are the only proof that we need in order to understand that everything on this planet is shifting energetically. So are you in the boat, or are you going to drown in the old reality? Are you going to get in the boat, right, heading into the new paradigm, letting go of all the false beliefs, all the programmings, again, all the ancestral trauma that has been passed on unconsciously from generation to generation by your parents, your grandparents? Are you going to break the chain, you know, as Miss Stevie Nicks said? Or are you just going to continue the same old on this planet, which is what leading us to strife, doom, disaster? You know, wake up, people, because in card number 7, what is in the light, we have here the King of Cups, which in the Crowley-Thoth Tarot deck, as designed by Miss Lady Frida Harris and made famous by Sir Aleister Crowley. This is the Knight of Cups in that deck. So I'm sensing here there's this need for, again, renunciation. Renouncing the old ways that have been destroying this planet. Renouncing the old paradigm. And making a commitment to be accountable as an individual, to change your behavior, to change your consumer choices in the matrix. Understanding that that will lighten your load, that will lighten your karmic footprint on this planet. This is a strong download about renunciation, which is definitely King of Cups. And for some people in their stories, that may be very painful. That may be removing yourself from old toxic family structures, from certain friend circles who judge you when you change. Like, you know, when people quit drinking or try to go sober, and you know that friend that's in their ear, "You're not fun anymore. You used to be so fun when you were drinking, and now you're boring." You know, those type of toxic, self-serving narcs, right? Those are people I'm sensing who you need to renounce. Remove them from your energetic field. And if you are truly committed, right, to change, be the change. And that's so painful because so many people conform, even though deep down they know we have to change society. We know that we have to recycle more. We know that we have to start shifting away from gas because gas is not a renewable resource, and embracing all these new form of energies. Yet people are so afraid of electric vehicles. People judge the shit out of people who want to drive electric vehicles, right? And why is that? Well, that's because people are just afraid of what they don't know, right? And people who cling to the old paradigm. Excuse the interruption. Remember when YouTube had no ads back in the day? Oh, those were the days. Okay. Interruption. And we're back. Okay. I'm sensing here, again, this strong energy that for the collective, it is going to be very important, again, to understand the emotional and psychological effects of when you break away from group thought, of when you break away and really commit yourself to change. That is a difficult path that is not meant for everyone. And again, please excuse the interruption. We are a low budget channel here. But I'm just sensing here to jump truly into the great unknown, to renounce all that you have been raised and told, to realize most of what you have been told in school no longer serves you. That is a difficult path. That is not a path for the light-hearted. The King of Cups is someone who is governed by their heart. So I'm sensing here, dearly beloved, the question is, what do you truly want? You know, the heart wants what it wants. Do you want your freedom? Or do you want a husband or wife or spouse? You know, what do you really want? This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm sensing. Wow. Powerful messages here. Very, very interesting messages. I hope if you're still with us that you are enjoying this reading. Okay. Let's now check in with card number 8, representing the moon bark of the High Priestess at the feet of the High Priestess. Where is the journey leading the collective? What will come next? As, again, are we all going to be in the same boat? The same bark? Wow. The Ace of Discs, the Ace of Pentacles. This is a very, very, very important new cycle. Beginning on planet Earth, Pachamama, with the Ace of Pentacles, Earth energy popping out here. This is an opportunity for the collective, I'm sensing, during eclipse season to, this is a big opportunity. Again, it's a evolve or die type of moment, I'm sensing, heading forward into, again, the lunar eclipse to follow the partial solar eclipse, about acknowledging the collective shadow, about the things that we would rather remain unconscious of. The majority of people would rather remain unconscious of what is really happening on this planet, what is really going on with the environment, how dire the situation actually is, and what they reject it, they deny it, they pretend it doesn't exist, just like the way we treat the shadow in our society. So I'm sensing it on the new moon in Scorpio, the 25th, the same day as the partial solar eclipse. That's a big, big, big opportunity for the collective to integrate, right, these harsh truths, these jagged little pills, okay? And somehow, some way, I'm sensing here, understand that solutions that are good enough only for 1% of the society, i.e. profit-based solutions, are good enough for no one. If it's not good enough for everyone, then the solution is good enough for no one. That is the basic tenet of matriarchy. And this is the opportunity for the collective that I am sensing here with the Ace of Disc. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Wow. Let's now check in with the 9th and final card. Dearly beloved, will the High Priestess reveal their secret this evening? Will the 9th and final card be a Major Arcana? Spirit, what information from the book of secret wisdom and the High Priestess's lap do they possibly feel like sharing with the collective this evening during this full moon? Dearly beloveds, unfortunately, the 9th and final card is a minor arcana. The High Priestess has decided to maintain a little mystery. But Such is the nature when dealing with the unmanifest potential of Aries energy. Alas, the ninth and final card is not a major arcana. However, because I am feeling generous, I will pull a final oracle message from the Lightworkers Oracle deck for the collective. Spirit, what is the final oracle message from the realms of light, the realms of the ascended masters, to the collective? Got here Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. Number 28, which reduces to 10, which reduces to 1 for those interested in the numerology. I'm getting this download here from the angels to trust the process. That the matrix engenders fear, and to trust that the angels, if you call upon the archangels, especially Raphael, for protection, that you will be guided, and to trust the hidden, to trust the numbers that keep reappearing in your conscious reality, to pay attention to the signs. You know, I'm sensing here, the angels are attempting to tell us that despite the current affairs on planet Earth, that things are playing out exactly as they should. And therefore, one, again, doesn't need to worry, and to have courage during this time. To know that pressure is often a necessary phase in order to be the catalyst for change, the catalyst for evolution. Earth, the collective, is going through these challenging times in order to literally force people who don't want to change to wake up and change. And that this, again, is a process that's being guided by the angels. This is a new beginning. This is the age of Aquarius. This is the beginning of heaven on earth. And, you know, with Aries representing the crown chakra, and we have the grand trine as well of Sun, the Saturn, and Mars. Those energies are more harmonious and flowing. I'm just sensing this very spiritual Sahasrara crown chakra energy. That if you can ground that energy down, right? If you can somehow, I'm sensing here, see the beauty in destruction, see the spiritual lesson in death, destruction, again, what we label negative as really being the catalyst for change, then that is how you know that the angels are surrounding you when you have that shift within yourself. This is what I'm seeing and sensing. Wow. Thank you, dearly beloved, for tuning in to this full moon tarot reading. If this reading resonates with you, every single comment, like, share, and subscribe is truly appreciated from yours truly in order to continue to do this collective investigative work and get these messages out to more people of the need to know. Definitely also, if you're curious to check in with how is the astrology affecting your individual sign, check out my Patreon page for the Need to Know tarot reading series customized for the sign of your choosing. And with all that being offered to the collective, I am truly, dearly beloveds, wishing you a high vibe full moon in Aries. Toodaloo.